Hello everybody, I am Ace Creeper and today I'm back with a brand new video. Today we are talking about Mission to the Unknown. Mission to the Unknown, the remake, was aired on Doctor Who, the official YouTube channel today for the very first time. It is a recreation by the wonderful people at the University of Central Lancashire. And it is a recreation, a one of a kind for Doctor Who. You know, we've had animations, we've had, remasters, we've had, missing episodes suddenly found, we've had telesnaps, all those different things. I don't think we've ever had a proper, official, or officially recognised recreation of an episode, and this was probably the best choice for it. It is probably one of the only episodes, I believe, in Doctor Who history where the Doctor does not appear, no companions appear, and it's kind of not Doctor Light, because Blink was Doctor Light and the Doctor has still had a big part in it, like the Doctor has had big parts in episodes that he's not a massive part of, but this time there's no Doctor. There's no companions, there's no TARDIS. It is a totally separate story, and it acts as a prequel to the massive Daleks master plan, which again is mostly still missing. So it was kind of interesting to see this actually get picked up and remade, especially in today's standard. We weren't sure whether it was going to be, crisp colour, HD, brand new script, updated, all that sort of thing, or whether they go back to original stuff. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that today. I personally was pretty excited when I heard that the university students had faithfully recreated it. That was quite exciting for me, and of course I was hoping for a DVD release, but we did in fact get the next best thing, a permanent upload for YouTube where fans can watch it whenever and wherever they want. So it is up there now, the link is in the description, you can go and check it out, totally for free. It's one episode, just the episode, Mission to the Unknown, and I think it's about 25 minutes long and it's got a few extras as well. This quick review, will be broken down into two parts. We've got the story, which I want to talk about separately because it's very different I can't just judge the recreation on, what it is, because I still want to review it as a story as well now that I've seen it. Story as in the original 60s story, everything about it, the script, the music, the sound effects, everything like that, the way it was built, to be in the 60s, and now the recreation and how well it was made, how accurate it was, how authentic it looked, and all that sort of thing. You want to judge two different things here. So we are going to start with the story. It's decent, I mean, it is only 25 minutes and you're trying to set up new characters and trying to set up a bigger story. It is possibly the shortest length, I think, for any Doctor Who story. All of New Who was about 45 to 50 minutes. All the Classic Who episodes were about 25 minutes-ish. And I don't think there's been any other one-parters, but even if I am wrong, it can only be, a one-parter. You can't have a zero-parter. So we've got one 25-minute episode, very, very short, the shortest in Doctor Who history, and yeah, but that being said, the story was actually genuinely quite interesting, and a definite solid setup for a bigger Dalek story, which I actually wish I could see, and I wish did still exist, and there was still stuff of. Maybe one day they'll get round to animating it, but it's a big 12-part story, so I'm not getting my hopes up anytime soon. It's a traditional small-scale story which works actually surprisingly quite well, and was a perfect choice to be recreated, as I mentioned earlier, because no Doctor, no companion, easy to recreate. Characters from the ship's crew, the main three, which, one of them was kind of already dead by the time we got there, starting the episode, they were still interesting. They still felt like they had character, purpose, all that sort of thing, and I wouldn't say it left on some sort of cliffhanger, but it did leave a big setup for a bigger story, which again, I do wish I could go and see. The characters were all interesting to watch. The people from the ship's crew were genuinely quite intriguing. They felt like they had character. They weren't just like very 2D, imprints of what characters could possibly be. They had story, they had a purpose, they had a mission that they were on, and I actually quite like that. The Daleks are obviously always great, voiced this time by Nicholas Briggs, obviously not in the original, but yeah, the Daleks, great inclusion. There didn't have to be many of them. It was clearly a smaller budget type thing, even in 2019 it is obviously on a smaller budget because it's a university, not a film studio. But generally, I think the story comes together quite nicely, especially within 25 minutes. And yeah, for me, I guess the story gets around about 7 out of 10. It's solid, it's enjoyable, it's actually quite funny, it's a bit of a laugh to sit down and watch. And I suppose importantly, it's short. A lot of things that put me off watching Classic Who all the time is that some of them are really, really long, sometimes unnecessarily long. So I'm glad to see there's actually something, yeah, you can probably, spend time getting some food ready, get a drink, and just watch a half-an-hour Doctor Who serial from the 60s that has been brought to us almost through time itself. I think that's great, and I love that element about it, that it is actually short, and I do do think that does actually add to it a little bit, you know. Anyway, let's talk about the recreation and how faithful that was. Yeah, fantastic job. There's no hiding the fact that I actually did love it. Truly, from the opening shot, I did feel like something... From the opening shot, it felt, looked, and sounded like a 60s serial. The characters all spoke as if they were from that era, and some even gave their performances some enhancements to make them fit really well within that 60s theme. By that, I mean some of the people around the table. In the meeting between different alien powers, the guy rocking the Michelin Man look.
Suppose they send a message throughout this universe.
He sounded hilarious. When he started speaking with that very strong northern accent, I thought, that's quite funny. And I was laughing because, yeah, it did sound a little bit silly and a little bit cartoonish and a little bit camp. But then I listened to the original one, like the original audio from the 60s version, and it sounded almost the bloody same. So it's not them doing their own thing and just dragging someone off the street. They're actually putting a lot of effort into making it look and sound almost as if it was the one from the 60s. I don't think, if you hadn't told someone that it was made today, I don't think they'd know. I think they'd totally understand and totally be like, yeah, that is from the 60s. Which is a brilliant thing, and I'm so glad they went away from it. It never once shied away from being so deliciously 60s and in its overall execution, and it really shows. The whole thing looks authentic, loving, and just overall brilliant, especially the model shots, which reminds me, do check out the behind the scenes video as well. That is really well done. It's great seeing all the behind the scenes stuff, how they got people on board, how they made it, how they made stuff happen. It was actually really interesting, and I really do hope we get to see the episode itself and the behind the scenes feature on a DVD release at some point in the future. The recreation for me itself, looking at all the passion that's gone into it, does get a 10 out of 10. I mean, it is genuinely stunning. And yeah, that's my little review for Mission to the Unknown, a short review for a short Doctor Who story. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, always appreciated. Comment below for any more Doctor Who based suggestions in the future. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on if you haven't already. I've got a Patreon page, Discord server, all that sort of stuff, and that's all linked in the description, so if you are interested you can go and check that out down there. See you all next time, have a lovely day, bye bye.